Friends, God has a beautiful and great name that He has called you. But you know what is tricky? Is that you haven't seen that name come true to your life. Like Abraham, God changed his name from Abram to Abraham, which meant father of many. But for 100 years, Abraham did not see the promise come through. If anything, his wife was 90 years old. It was unheard of. It was already written that it was just a lie. It was a mock. To many people, that must have looked like a mock. And so what God has called you to do and the name that He has given you, it doesn't look like it. But I want you to be Abraham, that against all odds, that without reason, with no logic, believe in what God has promised you and what God has called you and the name that He has called you to be. Let's read from the book of Romans chapter 4, verse 18. Even when there was no reason for hope, Abraham kept hoping, believing that he would become the father of many nations. For God had said to him, that's how many descendants you will have. That, can you imagine? That God had given him a word and told him that you will have many descendants. But you can imagine the shame, the laughter, the sadness, the misery that Abraham and Sarah had to go through or had to walk through as they waited for the promise. Because Abraham was faithful, it was accorded to him to be righteous. So I want you to rejoice today that even though you don't see it, even though in this season there's a lot you thought you would have achieved, believe in the word of God. And like Abraham did, without reason, he had hope against hope. What he believed in was contrary to what he was seeing and happening in his life. So I want you to be like that. Have that faith that remembers that you're a child of God and that you're precious and that He has given you a word and that it's going to come through no matter what, no matter the time, it's going to come through. And when it does, the fulfillment and the promise of God will come to you. Be blessed, child of God.